yeah, he knows. You gotta be. Yeah, we'll put it.
Hey you guys, I'm going to be reading 2 books of poetry. The first one's called Apocalypse 1 and the second one's called Apocalypse 2. They're like part of a series of like poetry type things that I've been doing. And they're also about an idea of like apocalypse and like different ideas I have about apocalypse. And the first 2 are like these like sort of little like flyer book type things, and then the third and fourth one are like videos that are online, and then I sort of make these like flyers for the apocalypse out of like images that I find online that I sort of like to put together. So just sort of like as flyers for like my idea of what the apocalypse is.
Oh, mouth it on the rim, Jesus.
I'm gonna start with Apocalypse 1. This one's called American Poem. My body buzzes like 1,000 hiccups and I obsess over little things. I hate my mom and dad, but I'm pretty. I'm borderline virginity and I don't know if I'm right. I'm running in the dark, but it's too fun. The public service announcement says, the 4 million tons of pure cane sugar. All of America watches on our television screens with big wide eyes. I am for everyone. The excitement for the sketchy and balanced future is almost as great as a mother's love. These genes are good, that family says. The contrast as I run down the hill shifts from 0 to 60 at the speed of light, which might just correlate with the speed of love. I'm reading a book in a bathtub 100 miles from the nearest church. I'm surrounded by blue flyer and electric wigs. I'm rapping about being a rapper and I'm overjoyed, and so are all my friends and parents. Don't worry, I'll send you a thank you note in a little thank you colored bag, paper and plaster. The color of thank you is white and pink. We're swearing by the Declaration of Independence in the small, brightly colored room. The sign on my life reads, heavy duty, but no one looks at it. No one here reads instructions or signs, we just detonate. I don't know if I bite, I'm cute. I'm stuck in a store, exploding with everything bright and new. Friday as a stem cell. While collecting context for unforgettable experiences to spread thickly and unevenly on my sesame seed and/or tapeworm segment bagel, I tasted Friday. The day's totipotency was dangerously uncooked and liberating, like that comforting gray sheet of sky closing in, commissioning me to do something real and memorable. Let the diseased, repeatedly inbred cats out of the calendar factory. They are extremely uncomfortable among the stacked up days and are just starting to realize the many new sensations that await. As the terracotta warrior complex floods, a freedom-themed country called America is having a gender-themed party. You're invited, but as the mother country spreads across the matrix, the matrix, I ate the ice cream, I ate it. We realized that the Great Wall of America is not as big as we had thought. So, table E dirty mouth. Let's eat in the living room because I don't trust anybody. Raise your hand how sweaty I am. I've been saying big things since I became dead at 3 years of age. I was conceived in mushroom raw. Personal, how you feel, only $29. Dad, only rain down the storm drain. What? Please, it's the fault in our stars. I get artsy at about 6 p.m. You could set an algorithm for it. Set me up. There are no humans in LA. Humans of LA has no likes. Like life, death, love, like vanilla chocolate, strawberry, chocolate, vanilla. I envy the earth and all her money. Every pounding drum in LA pounds the sunlight in prom pictures. It is Italian ingenuity of design that flashes the sunlights at the right time for romance and sleep and a kiss of scampering deer in the fierce twilight that is pure fright, contaminated with sunlight, let out the deer. We are arbitrary calendars hunting for vibration in unholy land. We are Americans in tight clothes. We are happy to short circuit. We are avengers of fats and tennis. I am a tube that doesn't chew its food. I'm a panty-lined party of self-conscious soldiers. I am a fire-eating butter cow who floats to the press. I'm allergic to everything except myself. My family becomes disgusting as I choke on authenticity. What is the business with handcuffs? I create my mom from the inside out. I'm another vitamin to take. Your ubiquity is like honey. Very hot mouse, you sexy lady. The big boil. My computer doesn't even have a battery. It just shows me numbers and a little gas can symbol. The end of the world is sexy, plagiarized for public use. You can download the Apocalypse as many times as you want free at death.life.love.gov/UN. At the height of the electric confusion, I guide people through the dark of Bernal Hill and hook up with them in the contrast edgy sundown. It's romantic, but I pretend each one is someone else. The weather is boiling, flashy twilight 24/7. Two-part. My heart is a tube, and shooting through it, snowflakes at light speed. Did you know there are actually only 3 kinds? I can't remember anything. On TV. My inner light is dead. I've never seen a game show. All the people in the gay group are so hot. I could have rock climbed before coming home today, but I totally procrastinated before 6 p.m. Blue fire isn't interesting enough for my party. The cooking vector from point death to ancient Egypt has a magnitude of minimum rare minus maximum pleasure. Me, life, death, and a bag of birdseed. Which birds have you seen and how many? I write poetry like a bear running for her life. I'm running from my life. Talking fast. The only change is constant. Things are all up in swerve, worm, swerve the air this Sunday. A million open doors milling around in my brain. I jump out the window covered in mango juice. My body is nasty, an embarrassment to Urban's health department. Peeing on my legs, I couldn't even predict. Wealth department, stealth department, throwback. We all go down together. A quick prediction of the weather inside my head graphs to infinity% accuracy. Did you know in the mid-2010s, America was staunchly anti-death? Throwback, throwback, throwback. The fattest kiss the SAT instructor has ever seen landed just at that moment and nothing was the same. Party. Tucking in my shirt won't solve anything. Party-wise, I found that every lymph node is cancer. 10 miles to hook up. The bomb planted at the pre-prom poetry party still exists and could go off at any time. Everybody's getting big except for me, so I guess here I go again with the poetics. You know what this is about. It's the fault in our stars. I lied to you that I tripped over my cat and killed her, that I shaved my eyebrows off, but you can't blame me. I'm obsessed with style. Good night, Kyla. Good night, Shane. Good night, Camp Mather. Good night, my camo soul. Good night, J-Tree. Good night, Leaks, and good night, Socks. Good night, Hope, and good night, Locks. Good night, Dreams, and good night, Miscellaneous. Good night, College, and good night, Brainchildren. Everything, everything is blowing away. Good night, Sarah Silverman, and good night, Samlin Kimberg. Good night, congratulations, and good night, summer. Good night, horribleness, and good night, Tilbury crying. Good night, the grocery store, and good night to the cold meat in the bright white night. Good night, the cheese and the salsa in the grocery store, and the same cold hot night. Good night, sadness, and calling myself emo. Good night, feeling scared, and good night, vintage fleet line. Good night, roadside hazard reflectors, and good night, anxious speed bumps feeling scared. Good night, Colin Kimsey. Good night, sorry, and finally, with love, good night, Shane. Good night, Kyla. This last one's called Frontier. Debase ammonia, take the laser, race against post-glacial failure, space is the new nature, rage against Mabel Taylor. And that's the end of Apocalypse 1. And then I got but I want to feel someone's heartbeat. A little life sporadically submitting to literary journals and throwing magazines at my mother's face. When my dad got laid off from Little B Bakery, my cat's eyes became pills for me to take. So I found my way into a spree and held on to cope with the apocalypse I want to face. 24. No fleets in my slack life. No more face in my Tumblr. All the fun in the sun and I can't annoy my dad anymore. 206, 602, 1010, 12, 809, 1009. Eraser. Oh, that's all. Oh, nothing. Just fell off my pencil. 102, 405, 6, 69, 2004, 4009, 8, 99, 100, 12, 89, 44, 23, 102, 99, 86, 89, 102, 883, 415, 224. Next year we'll actually be dead, and I am going to die. I'll make sure it's okay. I'll categorize okay. Haha, can I categorize this? Too late for anything. I'll take the bus home. Following the yellow, tan, yellow lines. 100. This one's called Proceda. I hate you. I hate 2015. I hate the valley. I hate the kunama. I hate the masturbates. I hate the tongues and their slimy colored roses. I hate the fun and the aroma. I hate the slime and the trickle. I had things cooked. I hate big bumps against it. I hate the big unmeaningfulness, the blocking breath for nothing. Cutthroat. Seething, I shift sideways, seeking a blunt black eye. I'm the priest of this snowed-in cabin. Rehashed boldness siphons out unsorted, freely floating feelings. The frosty bite of my ankle gnaws on your subdued, savage tongue. We are cutthroats to those who tell us our world is made of chemistry. Frozen in time. This one was inspired by this conversation I had with my friend Lucy Rosenfeld. It was just a conversation we had. So I sort of transcribed part of the stuff that I remembered onto this. I started and ended this war, bro. Do you think I am even capable of just pulling out right now? To be honest, I plagiarized the revolution. Don't try to get things unstarted when they want to start. I'm trying for free, but I know that I will have a choice. I'm not allergic to money, and I understand that to each their own. I'm here for both the lemons and for the egg yolk. A generous helping of fandom on every single science. Earth to row. I got 6 miles on this ticking clock, and I understand the power of sugar and its disciples. But still, I have a family back home, and you know how my hair gets. I'm listening hard inside a little house, and instead of bringing things back, I just float them into soft ground and turn up the microphone feedback. Some call it hurting, but I call it remote number 9. We won. We each have our own tilt. 314, 608, 333. I'm climbing the 2D, and this web is a secret under the wraps of 8 small eyes and 19 fingernails. We're all fat here and transitioning into new lifestyles. It's the apocalypse, and my whole family didn't die because my dad was looking at a sculpture's breast on the road, but then, 6, 120. Yes, my mom died in the war against awkwardness, but I wouldn't hold it against. Now about now, beats. This one's called Gabe Info for Gabe. I can't remember if I already gave Doug chocolate, and no one to call anymore, and you still hate the body. You hate Shane. Facebook isn't fun. Don't hang out with Jameson. It's so hard because of the commercials. And even an upward-shaped slump into teriyaki, Xfinity, NorCal, all is a little list and a 2-dimensional line from school to home. 256. A birthday card falling over a banana, a book and a high potential for randomness. Everything means something else in the war of attrition. I hope you dance. This one's called Circles. A little pixelated soul is thought cute until it stay away for long enough for the questionable public to give it a quick pat on the back, but out come 400 ton of bile and a little coal statue of killing it. The end of an era, they thought, but they were actually caught up in something else. Another tick on the rotating motor end. I ride. I take the Nordstrom in her ugly huzz. I flinch at a great day and I call my own name. The valley vomited me out of her plastic testicular colored tubes and took me into the probation. I wish I was as hairy as some other people, but when you're cutting down time by biking, you can give yourself a break and eat 2 bowls of cereal until the time comes. It hurts to touch deep into the book when I'm trying to evade 14 years. Chip salsa, but not the kind you thought. Hurts the stomach until you give up and throw it in the pot. Non-bending reminders jump through the hoop that your body makes when he hurls up around the shape of a person. Bigger circles reveal themselves on Sunday nights. This one's the last one. It's called The Touching of the Necks. Room filled with dead sharks gave me an impression of meaningfulness inside a little life on duty. Impression number 606 made me handsome, and from then ere I was strung out on tangerines. Still hate the valley. Scott's Cock Code number 809 is great for the type of gay guy who is self-assured but not really motivated in terms of early arrival and the touching of the necks. I feel perfect, and then I crash into soccer, and the boys there have whirls between their hair-colored legs. I speak from experience, not in terms of a checklist, but in terms of a movie every day and no big snack. I get sick for fun, I still do, and not for the triglycerides. A court order, a movie, no dessert in the house ever again, and the rainbow trout slips silently between the sheets and slivers under the underwater smoke signals. I could be friends with all their brothers too, if they didn't have the suspect shorts and the grass topped with oils and the lights on Fridays. I'm obsessed with men. The undress curriculum lapses and everything smashes into the hot, hot night. And that's Apocalypse 2.